Hello, how are you? I am back again, and today I want to do a quick video about the Chanel Reissue bag and show you what fits inside. I feel like this is a bag that people don't really talk about very often, and they should. It's a really good bag. I love mine. It's very cool. Mine is like 22 years old. It's from the Millennial collection, and yeah, hopefully you can see, but it is more of a kind of, it's quite tweedy, almost like a boiled wool kind of tweed. It's not got any flecks of colour, but it does have kind of a bit of texture running through it. It's got the gunmetal hardware, again on the chain, no back pocket, and yeah, I love it. It's a good bag. It's one I do only wear in the winter just because I feel like the tweediness is just it's too much for the summer, you know. It feels like a winter bag. It feels a little bit satchely, and I feel like in the summer I'm just like, oh my god, why am I wearing wool? Like, why? So yeah, it's definitely a winter bag for me. And also the fact that it was made as part of the Millennial collection. Karl Lagerfeld purposely made it like a softer fabric, softer structure, and more of like, I don't know, like a less rigid structure. So you can see from the sides, you can see from the back, you can just see in general, it's not as rigid. It's meant to move with your body. It's meant to kind of like curve with your body. It's not meant to be rigid. And I think you can see, but when I do this, you can very much see it is a softer structure, which I like, but it is very different to the ones that they're doing now, which are more of a more structured, rigid bag. Also with that, he wanted to make this bag a lot more lightweight than a lot of the other bags. So, ooh, that was my phone vibrating. So yeah, it is a more lightweight bag, but you will have to check the weight of this bag compared to the weight of the bags that they're selling at the moment, because I'm sure the leather ones will be a lot heavier. But in terms of like, I don't know, it's just much lighter than like the classic flap. It's a great bag. Anyway, the size is the same as the ones that they're doing at the moment. And yeah, I love it. I just think it's a great bag. And 22 years old and still looking good, baby. It's looking good. It's great. Love this bag. Anyway, I'm going to show you what it fits inside. You open it up by just literally turning the thing, lifting it up, and there it is. The branding on the inside is literally non-existent, like very minimal, nothing here, nothing on the eyelets. And then there is the Chanel label at the back, which is a cloth label. Again, I think it was all about paring things back and making them a bit more modern for the millennial, which is so crazy because now it's like 20 years old and like it's vintage now, but yeah, at the time it was like modern and fresh. Anyway, there is no back pocket, but there is an inside zip pocket, which you can see here. Let me open it up. What have I got inside here? Just, oh, the invitation for my sister's Goldsmiths graduation show, which was lovely. I went. It was beautiful. It was like 4 years ago now. Crazy. Anyway, I put it in there for safekeeping, which obviously it has been kept safe. The lining as well is kind of like that Grosgain, like ribbony, but it's more of a fabric. It's like a heavy twill style fabric, and it's fabric of course as well. Anyway, and also no double flap, which again is why it's so light. Okay, let me show you what's inside. So this bag, I've not overstuffed it, I've not packed it well, but there's a lot of space left, definitely enough room for a big wallet, for nappies and wipes, let's be real here, maybe a bottle of water, phone charger, like you can fit more in. And also I've got things like a hand sanitizer in, Sanctuary Spa, very nice hand sanitizer, but it's big. It's like the size of about 4 hand sanitizers. So yeah, I've not really utilised the space as well as I could. Anyway, I'm going to show you what fits inside, so hopefully it will give you a good idea. But I would call it a large mid-size handbag, which fits quite a lot in. Spoiler alert. Anyway, first item is of course the Sanctuary Spa antibacterial hand sanitizing spray. Quite like it. I don't know why. I quite like the fact that it's an aerosol. I feel like most of them are a gel, and that's an aerosol, and it smells quite nice. You're just gonna like spray it on your hands. Anyway, next item is tissues. These are more for Mary than anything, but they're handy to have around. You know, if you ever have to go to a public loo which has no toilet paper, it's always good to have tissues. But yeah, she's teething at the moment, so she's a bit runny. So I've got tissues for her. Next, I've got some sunglasses. These I do not wear enough. Let me show you. They're Gucci, and they're in quite a big case, but I never know if I can pull these off. So let me know what you think. But they're pretty cool, but I don't know if I'm cool enough for them. They're pretty big. They're kind of Jackie O style, and they've got a glittery arm, big Gucci logo. I think they're pretty cool. I like the size that they're big, because I feel like a lot of sunglasses are like too small for my big face, but then I'm not sure if they're a bit too much. I just don't know if I can pull them off. So let me know what you think, but I think they're fabulous. I just don't know if I'm fabulous enough for them. So let me know what you think. But they're in my bag, and they're big glasses with a big case, and they fit in perfectly fine. So that's that. And then I've got a bit of makeup. I've got compact in. It's a big one. It's the It Cosmetics one, Hit Pan, in 3 of them. This bronzer, too dark for this ghost. But yeah, it's a great palette. I really like it. And it's one that I just haven't been able to find a palette which kind of replicates it. I don't know, I just like it. The powder's good, the highlighter's a good one, it's not too blinding, it's a good everyday one. Blush is a really pretty colour. Just the bronzer, a little bit too dark for me. Anyway, that's in, nice big thing. And I also like the big mirror. It's got a good big mirror. God, it's absolutely filthy. You know when you're like, I am that person that is just like, everything is filthy. Anyway, what can you do? Next, I've got my phone. This is the iPhone 12 Max Pro. I don't even know. It's got a big chunky Casetify case on it. It's got pop socket. By the way, if you're clumsy like me, get yourself a Casetify case, even if it's just on eBay, and get yourself a pop socket. You will drop it less. All I'm gonna say. But yeah, it's the big one, and yeah, fits in fine. Look, there's Mary. Look how cute she is. Oh. Yeah, what else have I got? I've got my camera. This is my little vlogging camera. This is a Canon G7X Mark III. Flips open like this. So it's a good little vlogging camera, nice and compact. It's not got a case on it, which I should probably do, but it fits in good. So yeah, that's the next thing. See, it fits in quite a lot to this bag. Oh my God. My makeup spilled all over the inside, look. I'm gonna have to clean that up. My It Cosmetics compact failed me. Maybe it's time for me to buy a new palette. It possibly is. Anyway, next I have my studio headphones. They're really good actually. They're little in-ear ones, but I haven't used them as much since I got my AirPods. But they fit inside, and they are a bit bigger than an AirPod, just for size-wise. Then I've got a full bottle of Jo Malone perfume. This is a 100ml Velvet Rose and Oud. Absolute favourite, I think. This and Red Roses are my 2 favourite from Jo Malone, so that's in there. My camera battery is flashing. I'm hoping I can get to the end of this video before it runs out. Wish me luck. Next, I've got my Chanel card holder. Again, it's got makeup on. Disappointing. So yeah, it's only small, but it's all I need, to be honest. Then I've got lipstick. This is Miranda May by Charlotte Tilbury. It's really, really pretty. Love the shade. And then what else? Nothing. Just a whole heap of makeup, which I'm gonna have to try and clean out. I'm like rapidly decreasing its resale value at this point. Anyway, that's my bag. I'm gonna show you actually, but like you can see that when it's not being worn and it's got nothing inside, it's unlike most of the Chanel bags in the fact that it's just so bendy and foldable and non-rigid and structured. And it's not that like the rigidness or the structure has gone because it's so old, it literally just never was. So when I've got this stored, I do store it quite carefully so that it doesn't like permanently kind of fold. So I do pad it up when I store it, which I do tend to do to all my Chanel bags. But yeah, it is softer and it's much lighter as well. It's a really nice bag to carry, very easy, very comfortable, quite satchely, and yeah, just a nice easy bag to carry. I personally think the reason people don't talk about the reissue as much is because they are expensive. They're like the same price as the double flap big Chanel C logo bag, but the branding is so subtle that it's very much more if you know, you know. And yeah, I think people like to have the logo, and like, let's be real, I like the logo too, but I think that's the reason that the reissue is not as popular. But if you do kind of like float around in circles where people are like, well, you don't need a big logo, like everybody knows it's Chanel, then I think the reissue is a really good option because it's a bit less flashy, you know. But it's a great little bag. I like the fact that it doesn't have the double flap. It gives you a lot more internal space, and mine is like really nice and easy to carry, would recommend. And yeah, it's just a lovely bag. I love it. My only criticism would probably be the fact that it is more of a winter bag rather than an all-round bag, but that just goes for the tweed in general. And also I would say the Chanel tweed is actually a lot more hard wearing than you would think. I think a lot of people steer clear of the tweed because they think, you know, it's not leather and therefore it's not going to be as hard wearing, but actually the leather, especially the lambskin, is not hard wearing. The caviar leather is much more hard wearing, which is the grained leather, but the soft lambskin is super soft to touch. It's beautiful, but you can scratch it so easily, you can damage it so easily, you can discolor it so easily. My God, if my palette had been in that bag, it would have ruined it. Whereas the tweed is actually a lot more hard wearing, and it's great. It's great. I love the tweed. It's beautiful. Anyway, that is my reissue bag. That's everything it fits inside. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.